Okay, you are all welcome to another tutorial of this edition. As we started the other day with the previous video with the roadmap, so this is the first course that we will be talking about introduction to HTML series. I don't know if you can see me well, and I don't know if you can see the display of my screen well, so from here we'll proceed. This is Code with Crest, and to everyone that haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking the subscription button below, turning on the notification bell to get notified whenever I drop a new video. Okay, so today we'll start by talking about the various code editors that you need to get started with HTML. And coding in HTML does not necessarily require much. So the basic things you need to start up with HTML is just a code editor and then a knowledge of what you are supposed to do. So the code editors we can talk about, we have Notepad. Notepad is Notepad or Notepad++. Notepad is an editor that comes default on Windows. I don't know if it comes the same on Linux and other operating systems, or with Microsoft packages. I'm sure it's a Microsoft package, so it comes default. Another we have is Sublime Text. So Sublime Text is a code editor also that you can use to write your HTML code, and then you run it on a web browser. So you can also use Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a very good editor as it gives you more and more advantages, and also it has more functionality in terms of writing code. And also you need a web browser to view your code. So a example of a web browser that I will recommend you guys to install, we have Chrome. So Chrome is good for that, and you can also use Firefox. So I will just rush on the installation process and show you all how to install it. So moving over to my PC here, I will just go over to, let me just say I was here. So you can just search any code editor. Maybe you want to install Notepad++. So you can just rush over to Chrome. You type Notepad++. The first one that comes here is a recommended one. So you can either download this one and you install and you use for coding for throughout the tutorial process, or you can download Sublime Text editor. So you can also download a Sublime Text editor and you use for it. So you can also, you just download this one here. So this is the logo of Sublime Text, but the one I'll be using for this tutorial is Visual Studio Code editor. So I'll be using the Visual Studio Code editor throughout the series, and basically this for me is the best so far, the best editor so far to use for editing. So what really do we need to know about starting up with HTML? So you need to download a web browser that is good, like that is updated. So I will always recommend Chrome. Actually now where I'm running my codes or whatever I'm doing or setting now is on Chrome. So this is the logo of Visual Studio Code, as you can see over here. So Visual Studio Code download. So you download the software from here. When you download it, it is a free software. All of the softwares are free, so you'll not be asked to pay money or ask for credit card info. So this is a free software. So you click here when it downloads, and you just click, you can follow, you read their terms and conditions, and then you download. When you download the package, the .exe, you can now install it, and from there you continue, you just launch it. So from there, after downloading and installing, you'll have something that looks like this, file that I'm moving over here on the screen. So this is my Visual Studio Code over here. So what you just have to do, you just have to open it by double clicking on it to open. So when you double click and you open it, you have something like this, an interface. Okay, this one is because I've been using it, so I just want to get something that is really blank, and nothing. Okay, when you launch it for the first time, this is what the interface you find. So in this interface, let me just explain what's there. You have over here is the nav bar section where you can navigate and choose the various things you want to do. Here also is another nav bar section. This one will work mostly when you have started coding. You can download extensions over here. You can search for an extension or whatever thing you want to search. You can open a file. You can open a file also. You can open a folder. You can clone Git repositories from either GitHub or wherever you want to clone them. Web content, or these are the recent things that I've been working on. A web content, blah blah blah. Bank project is something I'm working on. The JSON and the quiz app, the recent things I've been working on, and they are on my GitHub account. So if you want to see all my source code, you can just write onto my GitHub. It's been long I really posted on my GitHub because I've been busy with school. So this is the interface you have. So we want to create a folder here. Let me just say you go to new, create a folder. You just name it HTML series. Okay, we have created a file. So we have to load that file through the Visual Studio Code editor. So we have to open a folder, and the folder we are opening here, we go to desktop. So it was HTML series. So we'll open this folder here. So when we open this folder, actually when we open this folder, we are not even supposed to open. So when you click on the folder, you click on open. So sorry, I made a mistake. So we have to go to open folder, so that when we click on desktop, we click on H, it carries us here. We select the folder. So we have selected the folder. So whatever thing we are doing right now, we are doing it on this folder. So you click here, you click on this plus over here, not this one over here. So you just write index.html. So you click enter, it comes out like this. So basically an HTML body. So basically HTML is just a markup language, hypertext markup language. The full meaning of HTML is, that means HTML means, we say hypertext markup language. So it is just it's a language that is just used to write, just you gather codes and you arrange them in order in such a way to suit the particular layout you want to have on your web page actually. So it is made up of tags, which can be either open and close parentheses, which can be inline. So HTML, before you start, you always start with something like the doc type. Let me just say DOC. Okay, let me explain everything we have here, but before I explain, let me remove something from there. So get rid of this. So an HTML has what we call excuse me, DOC, enter. So okay, so an HTML tag always starts with opening and close parentheses of what we call HTML. So let me just shift this one's inside a bit, so you see. So it starts with HTML, which opens and close. So actually the opening of a tag starts with something like this. Let me say HTML like this, and although I'm using Visual Studio, so it closes automatic. So and then the closing comes the same, but has this backslash at that position. So that is how you open and you close. So you have the open and close HTML. In it you have the head, and in the head region you have the title. So this title here, let's say introduction to HTML. So this is the introduction to HTML. Now it is in the head region. So now in the body here carries the content that you want to display on your website. For example, let me just say we are done with this, and let me just minimize this over here, and then I'll shift this to be here. Then I'll open this and launch it. Open with Lifesaver. So Lifesaver here is just an extension in Visual Studio Code that I've installed that permits me to run my codes on a Lifesaver. So we have this. So basically this is what we have. Nothing displays there. So I'll just put it over here so that everything I do over here will display. So this is what we have. So if you come in the body section, for example, so HTML actually is group of tags. So we have the format, which is always a doc type format, which implements HTML5. So when you're working with HTML5, you use the doc type. And then now we can start with the heading. Normally, you know that when you are copying notes in class, you always start with the heading. So the heading starts from H1, as you see here, from H1 right up to H6. So if you write H1, for example, and you say introduction to HTML, and we just save it. So since I'm using Visual Studio Code, this one here comes out automatic after you refresh it. So this is what we have. You see introduction to HTML appears there. So if you go to the heading to the H2 tag, we'll say intro, let me just say introduction to CSS, and you save it. You see the H1 and the H2 tag, the H1 is bigger than the H2, and if you go down to the H3, you see that the H3 tag is also smaller to JavaScript. So when you go down to this one, you see it is smaller, and that is how when you go to the H4 tag, you still have something different. So you have introduction to TypeScript. So when you save, you have that. So you still have H5 introduction, and then we have H6. Let's also say introduction. So basically, you see, as the value changes, the size decreases. So that is how heading tags are. So you have this one over here is the H1 tag, and you see it is the biggest, and the H2 tag is the second biggest, third biggest, fourth biggest over here, and then you have feed and seed. So it does not matter the way you use heading tags in your web content. So it just depends. You can use it the way you want to use it. Anyone can come at any order, but with time you will understand why you have to use them in an ascending order with time, but you can use it anyhow. For example, I can reach here and then I say H1, and I say, let me just say, hey, how are you doing today? So as a question. So you see, so you can still use heading 1 there, and it appears with a big size. The same one that is up. So these are headings in HTML. So now we'll talk about other tags. For example, we can talk about other tags like the paragraph tag. So with the paragraph tag, it just enables you to write content like text to display in form of a paragraph. So it's just a P tag. So it starts with the open parenthesis, you write P, you close it, and then now you can close the other one the same way that just happened. So without me typing much, I'll just like use a shortcut that is on Visual Studio Code to say I just saw lorem. I say sorry lorem. Let me just say I want 12 words, and I click enter. So it will give me 12 words, and when I save it, I have this. So it has, okay, let me just add again lorem. Let me say 44 words, and I click enter, and I save. So you have a paragraph that has text in our site. So the P tag now is used to add paragraph. So maybe you have a particular portion where you have to explain things in paragraphs, so you use the P tag to input paragraphs into your website. So we can talk about the image tag, we can talk about the image tag, we can talk about the anchor tags, we can talk about the list and the other tags. So let us talk about the image tag. So the image tag kind of is just the img tag that has an src, which is the source of the image, and has an alt equal this and a closing. So this is the structure of an image tag. You have the opening braces with an img, you keep space, you put src, which means the source of the image, where the image is located, you keep space, and then you put alt. So let me explain more about this alt. So alt alt definitely just says when the image fails to reload, this will display. So when the image fails to load, the alt will display. So let me just copy it as it is, Control C, and I put it here, Control V, and then I save it. So you see the image did not display because we haven't specified the source of an image, but that particular text have been displayed. So if you write over like to Google, and then we just go to Google, we just say, let me say cat images, and we say cat images, and let me just say, sorry for using R, so just say enter. Okay, so we say cat images, and we'll come over here to this cat, or this one, we want to add any of them, let this one look. So we want to add this card, we just come here, we copy the image address, and if we copy the image address, we come here and we paste it over here. So this one works only when you are connected to the internet. So you save it, you see the card image displays, and the alt text also displays, because it's an alternative text that also has to display if at all your image does not display. So we are basically going to remove, so we can just replace this alt here. The image address is too long. Okay, let's just download the image. We go to save as, then now we are going to save the image in the folder where we are working from. So we just write h, so open, and we save it in there. So the image has been saved. So what we're gonna do now is, like over here we say Control Z. So here let's just remove the art, and in the source we just kind of come here, we'll just try to write the download. We come here, we say download. Okay, this is it. So I just click here and I reload. It is the same. So it is okay. I can now, oh, what's happening? This art has to display. It disappear. So this, okay. Okay. Okay, let me show you people why there was a misunderstanding. So let me just say image did not display. So I save. So you see, you do not, okay, if I come here and I remove this F and I save, the image fails to reload, and what text we see is the alt text which says image does not display. So when I come here, right, and I correct the mistake, and I make the video, the image to load back, you see that alt text disappears. So the alt text is just there to display when the image doesn't display. So it displays the image in the absence of the image. So if the image fails to display, the text will display. So basically I don't have an audio here to add, so we're using the audio tag. Is just something like this, audio, you put the src equals to that and then you close, and then you close the audio. So this is how you put an audio. And when you put an audio, don't always forget to add the controls such that the audio should have controls. Also same for video, so you can add a video. So you just say video, and you say, you also add the controls there so that you can control how the video play. src equals to that, you close it. Okay, so this is how to add video. So if definitely, let me just say we had a video, let me say, okay, let me go to YouTube and I bring a video from YouTube and I display it. So if we go right over to youtube.com, for example, this is taking time. Okay, let's just copy this one. Okay, let's just copy, not image address. This is a video, so we have to open the video actually, and then we'll copy this link over here. So we'll come here to the image, we paste it here, we save it. So when we come over here, we have a video. So the video is there. We have an audio also. Since we did not add an audio there, the audio cannot display. So we have a video, actually video from YouTube, that is gotten from YouTube. So this is basically how you can add a video and an audio into your website. So we'll talk about the anchor tags. So the anchor tags actually like links. For example, we can have the A tag, we have the href equals to that, and you can close it. So you can basically just say click me, like click me, I'm a link, and let's just say whenever somebody clicks this link, it should take the person to google.com, and we save it. So this is it here. So if you click this, you cannot get google.com. Okay, so let's say http://listing. Okay, let's save this one and see how it goes. Okay, https. Okay, we save this actually. So let's go back here now and save it. Oh, sorry. So we want to basically put a link to something. So we click here. You see it carries us to Google. So we have put a link that links us from our website to Google. So the anchor tags only can help you to navigate within your site and out of your site. So you just have to link a particular website, or you link a particular page in your website. So the next we're gonna talk about here, we talk about the list. And when we talk about the list, we have the order list and the unordered list. So list UL on order list, you just say li. Okay, we say control Z. So we say car li code with crest. We still say li coding live stream. Okay, we save this, you see it comes this way. So when we go to the order list, so the order list is definitely OL, and everything you type here, let me just say for instance, when you put the same thing you put here, you press Ctrl V and you refresh, you have something like this. So it is numbered. Maybe if you don't want it to be numbered from 1, you can just come here, over here, you just say type, let's just say A, Ctrl S, it changes to A, B, C, D. Maybe you want it to be something like capital A, you save it, capital A, B, C, D, something like this, goes to Roman numerals. Yeah, so basically that's how you work with all that and on that listing. So basically this should take us to the end of our today's tutorial, and our today's tutorial actually just passed some few, it was just to take us on an introduction to the course actually. So what we have seen so far as this course is concerned, sorry, the introduction part of HTML is concerned, we have seen the formation of the HTML, how to create an HTML, and we basically know that when you have this, you have the head tag which carries the title, so you have the body, and with the body now you have the H1 right up to H6, which can come a random manner. Also, we saw how to put a paragraph into your website. Also, we saw how to add images, and we saw how to add audios, we saw how to add controls, we saw how to add links, we saw how to add the list, the ordered and the unordered listing. Okay, so in our next tutorial we'll be covering more on the basis of HTML, and from there I bet you guys will really love it. So if you really love this tutorial, please make it an endeavor to really subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, like the video also please, because it goes a long way to motivate me as I drop newer courses. And also leave a comment in anything that you do not understand. I'm sure I will really reply to your comments. So thank you for following up the tutorial, and I really thank you for following. Okay, this is Code with Crest, and I welcome you to my channel, and I thank you for watching my video till the end, and I say I wish to see you guys all in my next tutorial.